All right, welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live. Now, this will be the first comedy festival of its sort in Johannesburg. The International Comedy Festival, which is set out for November, will host 46 different comedians from different parts of the world. The show will feature a great mix of local favorites and chosen international talent. Now, to share more on the festival, we're joined by its organizer, Takunda Bimha. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning, Lebo. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
It's so exciting. International Comedy Festival. Talk to us about what gave birth to it and what inspired it.
Well, I mean, I've been in the comedy business for the past 10 years, and I've just sort of witnessed, comedy in South Africa and on the continent grow exponentially over the years. And it just felt like the right time for us to move in that direction, for the continent to have its own international comedy festival. And I mean, there's hundreds of international comedy festivals all over the world, but our continent didn't have one. And I just feel like the time is right.
Yeah.
Developments in the world, especially with what Trevor, for example, is doing and other comedians are doing, it just felt like the time is right for us to have this festival now.
And where do you start? I mean, here you have this idea of bringing together international comedians from the continent. Where do you start even organizing something like this?
I know. I think, I say to people, this year is the year we're having it. But to be quite frank, I've been working on this for the past sort of the 10 years that I've been in comedy. I've been sort of seeing it as an opportunity further down the line. Further down the line is now here, in 2015. A lot of work involved. We've also partnered up with the biggest comedy festival in mainland Europe called the Montreux Comedy Festival in Switzerland. And they've become our strategic partners as well. They've been doing their festival for 25 years. So that collaboration also helps us, especially in terms of the international network, booking talent, engaging with managers and agents and so forth. And then locally, it's just sort of building on the, work that we've done. I used to head up Podium, the Comedy Merchants, which is a comedy agency. We used to represent the likes of Trevor Noah, Loyiso Gola, Kagiso Ledika, David Kibuka, and all these guys, and we produced many shows. I think for myself personally, this is the next level, taking what we've been doing to the next sort of frontier. 46
different comedians.
Yes.
How? Where?
Yeah. Well, I think, Johannesburg is a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multilingual, city. And if we're going to do a comedy festival in Johannesburg, I think we need to sort of pay homage to that. We're a melting pot of cultures and so forth. And I also wanted it to be international in the sense that there's local representation, continental representation, and international representation. But all these comedians coming together on same stages. It's not like the internationals are over there, the locals are over there. So you've got the young up-and-coming comedians performing on stage with someone from New York who's been performing for 20 years. It's that kind of sort of collaboration. I think that's where the magic happens, because everyone's got a story to tell. It doesn't matter where you come from. You can come from Somalia, from India, wherever the case may be. You have a story to tell. And I think once you start mixing those narratives in the name of comedy and through laughter, it becomes an amazing experience.
And I believe you're going to utilize that space. There's the Joburg Theatre, Market Theatre as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we've decided to have our festival in the Braamfontein and Newtown precincts. We just feel like, the pulse of Johannesburg, there's an emerging subculture, in the inner city that's driving art and creativity and inspiring, young generations. And we just feel like the space is primed, to do a comedy festival where there's different shows happening, different venues. There's queues for that show over there. There's, you can go to a bar afterwards. You can go to a restaurant before the meal. And we wanted a festival where people can walk around, and feel like it's more than just the comedy. So we're using different venues, the Alexander Theatre, the Orbit Jazz Cafe, Baseline, Market Theatre, various theatres, and each theatre will have its own show with its own sort of lineup. So there's something different to experience in each space.
The Fringe as well?
So we want to be, the festival is from the 6th to the 8th of November. Those are the main festival dates. But before that, a lot of the time with these international festivals, young emerging talent never gets an opportunity. People always go for the big names. They want to sell tickets, which is fair enough. But we feel that, there are so many talented comedians and so many young emerging talent that we are going to have a fringe component to our festival. So from the 2nd to the 4th, We will have shows in 3 different venues in Braamfontein, at Kitchener's, at Great Dane, at Anti-Establishment, where we're going to showcase young and up-and-coming talent. So that will be a build-up to the festival. And there's a massive student community in Braamfontein, because you've got the Wits Theatre, you've got National School of the Arts, you've got Boston Media House. So we also want to give them an opportunity to go watch comedy at a lesser ticket price than for the main shows. So we want to make it accessible to the student community in the area as well.
All right, Takunda, give us information, websites. How do people get a hold and see of you and see the lineup?
All the information. Okay, so all the information's on our website. It's www.jicf.co.za.
JICF.
JICF.
Got
Yeah,
it.
www.jicf.co.za. Tickets are web tickets for all the shows. And yeah, again, the dates are the 6th to the 8th of November. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you there.
I'm excited. Seems like it's going to be an exciting.
It's going to be great fun.
3 days. 3 days here.
3 days.
It's 3 days.
Yeah.
Takunda Bimha speaking to us. Bimha speaking to us about more insight on the upcoming International Comedy Festival. I can already see that section of Johannesburg, being a buzz already. It's already a buzz. It is. All right. Let's say a very good morning. Tell me.